Hey gliders, today I'm going to show you how to do an in-app filtering CSV export that allows you to export a CSV with a filtered data, and that was asked inside of the community forum. So I wanted to show you how I handle this. That's a demo of the actual app that we're going to build. The data markup here, it's just a simple table with random data. And there's an aggregate table that I'm going to talk to you later. And there's a simple choice filter here that you can choose countries and you can reset it. And as you can see, it's gonna show up the data filtered or all of the data if no filter is set up. And I'm gonna test it out. Click on export as CSV, custom mockup, and you're gonna see that it's filtering the data that the choice filter selected. So we're gonna try to build a new one. So what you're gonna need is, of course, the data itself. So I'm gonna choose a mockup to import all of the customer's information. Now that isn't imported, I'm gonna rename it customers. You're gonna need to create a new table. Let's call it aggregation customers. You're gonna need to delete that name column because why not? And you're gonna need 3 columns actually for now. First one will be filtered countries, and it's gonna be a text column, and you need it to be user specific because it will be per user. Then you're gonna need a filtered data. You're gonna need a query for that, and you're gonna select the customer, and you could do it. You could do a sorting thing and whatever you want. And for now, let's keep it like this. Actually, no, we're gonna add a new filter, and it's gonna be where country is included. No, sorry, yeah, where country included. This row, filtered countries, and now you're gonna see there's no data, and we're gonna fix that later. We're gonna go back into the customer table, and you're gonna need to create a new query column that will actually just get the single column that is in aggregation. So I'm gonna call it aggregation single. The source will be, it will be aggregation customers, and we just need one. So like this, and you're gonna need another one to get the aggregation filter text column, and it's gonna be a lookup to get that filtered countries. And for simplicity, I'm just gonna add an if then else column. Then I'm gonna call filters. The filter is empty, and get that aggregate filter text is empty. So if it is, let's return true, and then let's return false. Okay, so now that we have this, if we add some texts in that, you're gonna see that it's gonna be false. Okay. Now we want to be able to see all the data if there's no filter. So there's a little trick that you can do is actually edit that filter and add the following one. So you need to check if the filter is empty. So let's try if filter is empty is checked, and you're gonna select or. So that way it's gonna check either if the filter is empty, that there's nothing to filter, or if there's actual filter countries that you wanna put in there. So if I'm adding random data, you're gonna see nothing is showing up. If I remove it, everything is there. And then you're gonna need the last column that's gonna be generated CSV file. Also, column is user specific. And now the data part is actually done. So we're gonna create a new workflow. It's gonna be update direction. We're gonna call it generate and download CSV like this. We're gonna check for the aggregation customer, and we're gonna create a generate CSV file, add the integration, select the filtered data, and output it into the generated CSV file. Then we can add a notification. I'm gonna tell generate CSV file generated downloading ... I'm gonna use an open link, and you're gonna need to check to take actually the generated CSV file URL, And that's it for the workflow. Now we're gonna work on the screen itself. So we need to create a new screen. And we're gonna check for the source to be aggregation customer. Customers like this, that puts a little icon like this one. I like this one. And I'm gonna select a table. We need to be on the source need to be aggregation for the screen, but the table needs to be on the filtered data. So by doing that, I'm gonna be able to change these. I don't want that one. You do that. Okay, I'm gonna select company, and I want the country. So that way you're gonna see everything I'm doing. Let's do stripped so it's better looking, and remove this action. And I'm gonna add a sort for the company. All right, remove that search. There we go. And then we're gonna just click on enable advanced action, and we are gonna add a title action here to the export as CSV. Download and select the workflow itself. That's it. Now we can add the actual choice component, bring it up, and that one needs to be on the customer. So all the data, and you need to select if you want to filter the countries, so you're going to select the countries. If you have two columns, one for the value and one for the display, you need to set up here. For me, I just have the country, so let's allow selecting multiple, and we're gonna also sort as country A to Z. That's it. Now we can see A to Z. Here we go. And I'm gonna also add an action row just to make something to clear if I have a lot of countries selected, that I can just clear them very quickly. So let's remove that, and let's clear filters. Let's put like this one. That one's perfect. And let's remove it from the filtered countries. Oh no, not the white one. It's the select column. Select on volume and filter. Let's clear that out. All right. And as you can see, it's working. So now if I'm trying to export it as CSV without filters, you're going to see that it's getting all the data, all the 1000. But if I'm selecting, as example, Algeria, there's only 3. There should be only 3. Let's try to open it. And there we go. So you only have the 3 one. So yeah, that was how to do an in-app filtering list download CSV file. I hope you like it, and we're gonna see you next time.